Okay, I need to address something I said in my last video, the video about Maslow's hierarchy of needs and self-care. I said that manifestation happens at the self-actualization level, and to be honest, it doesn't. Manifestation happens at any stage because you're constantly going to be manifesting into the next level. You're going to constantly be manifesting into your next level of needs being met. So I want to address that because you don't need to be at the top of the pyramid to manifest your life, okay? If anyone has ever told you otherwise, that is not how real life works, and I'm here to break it down. Stay with me. So let's get real about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I think some people are under the misconception that you go through Maslow's hierarchy of needs legit one time and then that's it. No. Life shifts, your age changes, people change, your closest circle might change. Your tiers are going to look different at different stages of your life. And sometimes you will have to go back down to the first level depending on what happens. If you're dealing with a health need, you got to go back to the first tier. If you are dealing with maybe needing to move, maybe needing to switch gears unexpectedly, you're going back to your second tier. I want you to just feel grace for yourself, understanding that Maslow's hierarchy of needs is going to shift with time. It's going to look different at different phases of your life. And that's just the reality. So like I was saying, as your life circumstances change, your needs change. For example, as your life circumstances change, so do your needs. So let's say in your early 20s, you got roommates and everything, and you can deal with it. Your nervous system can legit handle being surrounded by all this energy. I mean, in your early 20s, everybody's energy is a lot. So I guess you just blend in. But them early 30s, it's not going to hit the same. You're going to need your own space. Your nervous system is going to need a place to calm down. Your brain is fully developed. You're seeing things differently. And so as you do that, your needs are going to shift. For example, your love and belonging layer is going to shift. You might stop depending on your parents as much and start leaning more into your friendships. You might start leaning more into a partner. Like your love and belonging tier is going to shift over time too. And you have to give yourself room and grace to do that. And another thing, you're going to redefine your standards. You're going to experience things in life and it's going to make you say, maybe I don't like that anymore. Or maybe I like it this way now. And that is now a need, okay? And I need us to stop treating things that are needs like wants. Yes, on a basic level, you want your very basic needs met. But as you grow up and you elevate, or as you go through life and get through new stages, your basic level is going to look different. And that is okay. That is a part of your evolution. And what's crazy is although the pyramid is a triangle, it is a cyclical thing. You're going to constantly go up and down based on stress levels, needs, life transitions. I'm currently in grad school, not working. I went from a full-time government job to being a full-time grad student. That in itself has been a shift. Therefore, my needs have shifted. I've needed more financial support from my partner. And so things have shifted, but it's also a part of understanding that I have to have grace for myself. Things have changed out of my control, some things in my control, and I work with what I have to keep building those tiers upward. Okay, so let's think about some different levels of leveling up and about manifesting something new. We're going to think about the financial tier. That has to do with like your safety, your stability. You know, in your early 20s, my first salary out of college was so low. I don't know how anybody would survive on that today. But as I got older, I required more for myself. I didn't want to live in a certain neighborhood because it was cheaper. I wanted more money in order to live in a better environment for me that would allow me to evolve, that would allow me to flourish and be creative. I wanted to live in a different city, and that required more money. Therefore, my financial needs have shifted a lot. I since doubled, tripled that salary, and now there's no salary. But you know, things happen. So like I'm saying, over time, your needs change from your early 20s to your early 30s. You're going to have different financial needs, inflation, life circumstances are literally shifting. And inflation is now requiring us to need more money to get by, or else somebody not getting paid. And it be like that sometimes, okay? This is why we're working on our needs. Our needs. Is it your housing? Is it the roof over your head? Huh? Or is it the Netflix subscription? What's got to go? You gotta think about the needs, all right? So another example would be like your wellness needs, your basic things that you do to take care of yourself. You know, when you were younger, you could probably use a cheaper soap. I don't know about y'all, but it seemed like I could use certain things on my skin back then and it was great. But as you get older, you might want some collagen supplements. I now have a little skincare routine where I use a serum, I use some oil and a good moisturizer with SPF. Because we got to protect our skin. I don't care if we black. Protect your skin. Protect your skin, baby. But like I'm saying, your wellness needs will shift. They will change over time, and that is okay. And you have to make space for that. Now let's switch gears into manifestation. The thing about manifestation is it's not something that you just do at the top tier. Okay. It's something that you're going to do all along the way. You want to think about your alignment. You want to think about the action steps you're taking. You want to think about if you believe that you are worthy of what you are seeking. Do you believe that you actually deserve the life that you're walking into? Okay. Like I always say, you got to walk, you're just walking across the street. So that life that you're walking into, do you believe you're worthy of it? And do you have clarity of your vision? Are you clear on what you want, why you want it, and what you're going to do to get it? So all of that together packages up beautifully for manifestation. And that's going to happen at different levels. Let's say you have a healthy body and you're so grateful for that. I believe that at every step of the way, you should express gratitude for what you have, because anything that we have can be taken away. And that includes good health. That includes housing. And we have to express gratitude for what we have. And so let's say your body is in good shape. You go for walks. You don't feel pain, things like that. On a physiological level, you feel secure. Now you're leveling up, maybe thinking about the apartment you want. Right now you have 5 roommates and you're like, okay, now I want to level up. Or let's say you're living with parents or you're living with family because you're in between situations or something and you need to get on your feet. Now you have to express gratitude. Okay, I have somewhere to sleep at night. I have a couch. I have love and belonging. I got friends and family that look out for me. But being here is not exactly healthy. I'm on other people's terms. Can't do it. You got to start figuring out what that life you want looks like. Believe that you deserve it. Figure out what the steps are and start walking into it, you know? But don't forget to express gratitude for what you have, because anything can be taken. And also, depending on the season of life you're in, you're going to need to call in different things. You might be calling in rest. You might be calling in community. You might be calling in some more money. It's going to be different things in a different time. So you want to make sure to just express gratitude on the way up the pyramid. Okay? Let's practice gratitude together real quick. Let's say you are at the bottom of the pyramid and right now you are just not able to see gratitude for anything beyond this one thing. Okay, I'm grateful that I have food today, even if it's a simple meal. I'm grateful that my body is here, present, working the way I need it to. And that is enough to be grateful for if that's where you are. Let's say you're thinking about safety, security, stability. I'm grateful for every step that I take towards my stability. I'm grateful for every bill paid. I am grateful for the money to pay the bill. I am grateful that I have the mind to make safe choices for myself. That in itself is something to be grateful for. All right, let's say you're thinking about your sense of belonging. You want to express gratitude for the people around you. I am grateful for my loved ones. I'm grateful for friends who support me. I am grateful for the partner who stands beside me every day. I am grateful to be loved. Yeah, something to be grateful for. I know. And so for your self-esteem, one thing you can be grateful for is I'm grateful that I'm learning the tools to trust myself. I'm grateful that I believe in myself and my ability to conquer whatever comes in my way. And self-actualization. I am grateful for the woman I'm becoming. I'm grateful for the manifestations on their way to me. Period. Okay, so before we close, I have 4 things I want you to do really quick, just so you can analyze where you are and help figure out where you're going. So first, I want you to ask yourself, which of my needs is screaming for my attention right now? Like, just think about one basic need that you feel is in need of your attention. Next, I want you to think about what you're manifesting, and you're going to manifest based on the level that you are currently in, right? So if you are currently in survival mode, I want you to manifest stability. If you are seeking belonging, I want you to manifest community, friendships, loving relationships, whatever you feel you need. If you're seeking self-esteem, I want you to manifest some confidence. I want you to manifest some boundaries, because let people know how to treat you, because you deserve to be treated well. If you are already flourishing, I want you to manifest expansion. I want you to manifest what your highest self is looking for from you. You might need to ask. You might need to center yourself and be quiet and listen for what your highest self has for you. And next, I want you to give yourself permission to outgrow your old needs. So let's say you are currently in an apartment and you are ready to level up to a townhouse. Manifest that and give yourself permission to want that townhouse. Know what the townhouse looks like, smells like, feels like, what you want to decorate it as. Get that Pinterest board going, girl. Okay, I'm just saying. We love a Pinterest board around here, okay? But give yourself permission to want that, to desire it, and to walk into it, because you're on your way. And last but certainly not least, I want you to practice gratitude for wherever you are, what you have had up until now. It is not by accident, it is by intention. So I want you to remember that and just express gratitude for where you are. Express gratitude for the body that you're in, the home that you are in, or the couch that you sleep on, wherever you are in your life. Express gratitude for that so that you can welcome in more, because it's on its way to you. I said it, so it's so. It's on its way. And as you are manifesting these things, make sure you are speaking as if it is already so. For example, if you are trying to manifest having your own voice, I am so grateful that I can speak up for myself. I'm so grateful that when I speak, people listen. You know, even write affirmations out. That would be so helpful. Like, I am someone that people want to hear from. Yeah, because you probably are, okay? So I just want to share a little bit of my story. As many of you know, I'm on a GLP-1 journey. If you're new here, I have been on a GLP-1 on Wegovy for over a year, and I've lost about 80 pounds. But the reality is that I went back to my basic level. My mental health was tanking. My physical health was tanking. And this was in 2024, last year. Last year was a rough year. So I went back to my basic needs. When my mental health took a turn, like a really quick downturn, I had to get back to my basic physiological needs. My friend actually created a chart for me. Shout out to Sinclair. I'll never forget this. She made a chart for me with reminders to like brush my teeth, wash my face. And it was just like a weekly checklist where I could just remember every day, these are the things I need to do: eat breakfast, drink water, and things like that. Those basic physiological needs were where I needed to start. I had shelter, gratefully so. I had stability to some extent financially. I was still working my job then, but getting out of the bed was so hard for me on a physiological level because of my mental health. So then I had to revisit my love and belonging. I had to look at the relationships around me, and I could only surround myself with relationships that poured into me. You know, those relationships that are challenging because you're growing and you're evolving, those take extra work. And when you don't even have the basic physiological level assistance to give yourself, or the esteem to pour into yourself, you need relationships that simply pour into you. I had friends at that time who had to pour into me. Any other time I would certainly pour into them. I would show up for them as best as I could. And this was a moment where my people were allowed to show up for me. So my love and belonging tier got addressed as I was working through my physiological needs, making sure I showered, making sure I brushed my teeth. And then my love and belonging came through. And then eventually I got back to my self-esteem. Eventually I got back to visualizing the life that I want. And I started writing out my goals and my visions, and I applied to grad school. And what the heck? Like, the fact that last year I was so low, and then I applied to grad school, and I'm now in my dream program, and I just finished my first semester. It is mind-boggling. But you really sometimes have to start from the first layer again. Sometimes life happens and things tank you. And you have to take each step one step at a time, okay? to build yourself back up until you get back to the self-actualization. And right now, I feel like some of my layers need a little assistance, but overall, I do feel generally well and grateful. And so I'm just grateful for going through that stuff. But now I'm here and I'm able to see the fruits of my labor, and the pain doesn't have to be in vain, you know? So before I wrap up this video, I'm going to give you a journal prompt to journal about, and you should probably do it sooner than later. But here's the prompt. Make sure you got your journal out. You got your pen? Hold on, let me find mine. I got my pen right here. Yeah. Okay, so the journal prompt is, which level of Maslow's hierarchy am I in right now? What am I grateful for at this level? And what am I manifesting next? All right, so I want you to think about what level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs you're in right now, what you're grateful for at this level, and what are you manifesting next? So the reality is, you might feel like you're behind, you might feel like you're burnt out, you might feel a lot of things, but you're just evolving, okay? Your basic needs before are changing and shifting, and you are figuring out what your needs are at this stage in life, and that is fine. That is completely fine. We're all doing this life thing for the first time. I'm this age for the first time, and I know you're that age for the first time, unless you're aware of your past lives, which I'm not sure about mine. So that's all I know. I'm living this for the first time. You're letting yourself grow into new levels, and you're allowing yourself to want it, to desire it, to manifest it. Give yourself permission to dream, to believe, to have clarity, and then walk into it. Because it's yours. So with all that said, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And all my girlies already know, leave me an orange heart in the comments if you made it this far. I appreciate you, and I look forward to the conversations we will continue to have. And in the meantime, until the next video, make sure you are living creatively well. Oh, yeah.